I would like to think they learned something from what I went through, but I think it's also we're in different stages of our lives now. It's
everybody's getting a little older.
My parents are in their 70s. I'm busy with my 3 kids and my girlfriend and her 2 kids, and then my jobs and stuff like that. It's just I think we've evolved a little bit.
Yeah, I'll throw out just a thought, and I think that because you didn't force like no alcohol at parties on the family, you very clearly, your mom offered it, right? She said, well, we just won't have beer at the parties anymore, and you said, no, I don't want that. People should be able to do what they want. So that continued. Yeah. Right. But I think that you are a charismatic leader in your family, whether you realize that or not. You have a lot of big personalities in your family, right? Yeah. But I think you're a big leader there. And because it wasn't forced on them, and because you continued to have fun. I think it, without anybody thinking about it, I bet any of your family members that might listen to this, they would say, well, maybe Matt's not right. But I think I'm right, because I think it was subtle. Like, I think it just like the parties kept being fun, the get-togethers kept being enjoyable, we still loved each other.
We still laugh a lot.
The drinking just sort of dropped off to where I know that there's probably still drinking occasionally, but it's not like it used to be. And so maybe being older is part of it. But I also think that culture changes within a family. When one person gets sober and is living a life of recovery, not just sober and white knuckling it, but living a life of recovery, really killing it, having a great life, being happy. I think it sort of rubs off in a positive way on everybody else.
Well, I appreciate that.
Your mom will probably call me and tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, she will. She's good at that. But yeah, and so what I'm saying is that I do believe in triggers, and I know they do exist. But I can also sit here and tell you that you can fight them and you can win them. And if you just keep doing the next right thing, the next time that trigger comes, you can handle it a little easier.
I would take it one step further, and I would say let's plan ahead for them. It's not if, but when. Mm-hmm. You are going to be triggered. That's just life, especially if you've had a real addiction that you've struggled and battled hard to get over, and now you're in sobriety and you're trying to live a life of recovery. Just know that triggers, that's part of how our biology, our physiology works. We're accustomed to those substances. So they will happen, so you should have a plan. You should talk about your plan, like, with your loved ones, your partner, your friends and family, people you can reach out to if you have a sponsor, of course. But it's important, I think, to have a plan ahead of time, and then it's easier to keep doing the next right thing.
And for people who are listening at home who are not an alcoholic, but know an alcoholic, and go, well, that just seems crazy the way Casey described how he dealt with problems in his life. Substitute alcohol for food.
Oh, yeah.
And a diet, and tell me you don't have triggers. Try, you know what I mean?
How about the drive-through at these soda places?
But try being on a diet.
Yeah.
And going through all those things.
Yeah. And not go grab you some French fries or ice cream So everybody has their caffeine, their food, or numbing out neurologically, like the Netflix and oversleeping.
Bumble.
I mean, okay, Bumble. But whatever it is, he's looking at Josh. Whatever it is, people, we all have our things we use to get through the tough times. Yeah. And hopefully most of what we use is not that detrimental. But if you're honest with yourself, it can be.